the Dhun way of life, and how broken land can be made arable once again. In the region of Jaipur within India, there was a land that was once barren, dry, and void of life. Thanks to the efforts of Manvendra Singh Shekhawat, the funding and inspiration was provided for locals as well as ecologists to start this project. This land has been restored completely to a healthy ecosystem. Utilizing water management methods such as retention ponds, swales, as well as the reincorporation of native species, these people have developed an effective land restoration methodology and paved the way to new tactics that can be utilized worldwide. After massive floods eroded away all of the topsoil, the dirt was left dry and sandy, the few trees left standing gnarled and diseased. According to the project's main website, Dhun is situated on 500 acres of degenerated land that had no water, less than 30 trees, and a dry, saline expanse that was unfit for agriculture. Now, there were many problems with this land. Due to the lack of topsoil, it had no ability to hold water. That means that whenever it rained, all of the water would simply go into runoff or evaporate as soon as the sun came out. Very few plants were able to grow, and very few animals were around to spread the seeds of new plants. This made clear what was needed to be done. Without water, no progress could be made. This is where the science of water farming and water retention come into play. Few people saw in this land what no one else did. Little by little, the land began to take shape. Ponds were built, and water management systems were put in place. As water returned to the land with the rain, the ponds filled up and the water seeped into the surrounding dirt. The water management system is essential to the restoration of land. The ponds serve the purpose of collecting and holding rainwater. This water then flows from the ponds into the surrounding areas, where the swales, shallow ditches, help slow and distribute the flow of water. Little by little, plants started to grow and animals returned to drink the water that had become so scarce in the area. With aquatic foliage, frogs, turtles, and fish reintroduced, the ecosystem started to take shape. Hundreds of thousands of trees were planted, their roots holding the soil in place and preventing erosion. The proper management of water truly transformed this land. This region is currently a habitat for many thousands of animals, including endangered and vulnerable species in India. These lands have become a refuge for animals of all types. On top of this, the locals are able to produce a plethora of agricultural products, including grains, fruits, dairy, manure, as well as meat from livestock. Without the extensive care and effort put into this landscape, none of this would be possible. The impact of this project is widespread and can allow for barren landscapes across the world to be converted into thriving ecosystems capable of large amounts of agricultural output. Dhun is a template for future farmers to incorporate the proper management of ecosystems to their agricultural practices. The future holds a lot of potential for this area. Provided things go well, this restored land will hopefully keep expanding, with other local villages possibly adopting the same strategy. This influence has the power to completely change the environmental landscape of the desolate lands adjacent to Dhun, as well as increase the total agricultural output of the area, raising the standard of living for people living in poverty. In conclusion, the Dhun project is a prime example of how smart, efficient water collection and drainage systems can bring dead ecosystems back to life. This project is very powerful as it lays down a template for barren land to be converted into healthy and fertile farmland. The people that restored this land paved the way for more people across the world to develop and adopt similar systems to their locations. In my opinion, land restoration is extremely important to the health and future of the natural environment as well as the agricultural markets. We can not only protect the ecosystems that have survived to this point, but also fix and rejuvenate the ecosystems destroyed by improper practices, repurposing them into agriculturally productive sites that simultaneously benefit the surrounding wildlife. My inspiration for this creative project is that several months ago, I saw a video on YouTube describing the Dhun project and the story surrounding it. I was sent down a rabbit hole and grew a large appreciation for this project as I studied it. Land restoration has become a fascination of mine, as seeing the destruction of natural environments around me is something that has always disturbed me. As I plan to buy land and start farming in the near future, I make it a high priority to study regenerative practices such as water farming, the removal of invasive species, as well as ecosystem restoration. I think it is highly important for farmers to work with nature and encourage its health rather than battling and conquering it as we destroy the ecosystems we farm on.